Hello, and welcome to the Knightsman Channel. What we got today is the 2-hour verdict on the new Assassin's Creed game, which is an action role-playing game published by Ubisoft. It's pretty much the 12th major installment and the 22nd in the Assassin's Creed series. It's the successor to the 2018 game Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I am super excited because I absolutely love Vikings, and I think this is going to be a huge game for Ubisoft. So yeah, we're pretty much just going to give our reaction over the 2-hour period that we have played the game, and we're going to, pretty much decide, kind of convince you whether it's worth getting or not, or, what kind of is packed into the first 2 hours. So I've pretty much enjoyed everything that I've played in the 2 hours, and I've been thrusted into the Viking area, playing as the character Eivor, a Viking orphan who migrates to England. Now, so straight off the bat, the game captures you with the attention with its gripping storytelling ability and the stunning visuals that the game thrusts upon you, and just pretty much just throws it all out there in an open world environment, which the Assassin's Creed games have done quite well over the periods. Now, at the first swing of the sword, I found that the mechanics are very, very different from the previous Assassin's Creed titles. So I had to learn quite quickly how to parry some of the attacks, or pretty much barrel roll out the way so I'm not getting inflicted lots of damage upon me. But, some of this timing is quite crucial to not taking damage, and I felt like it was very different, and I had struggled really early on with capturing some of these mechanics. But over the 2-hour period, I slightly got better and better and better, so I'm not too worried about it at all. So along with that comes the ability to have two hands with weapons. So you can have a dual setup where you can have an axe, sword, you can have a single sword setup utilizing both hands, or you can have an axe and shield, or sword and shield, which is pretty good. And I'm definitely looking forward to having the unlockable 8 abilities that you'll get later on, and I've seen it, and I can't wait to fully unleash that upon my enemy once getting them. But straight off the bat, obviously, it's a bit of a slow burner because you don't have too much stuff to work off, and you're just slowly going through a little bit portion of the storytelling aspect at the very start. But yeah, look, you get thrust into this Viking world, and you sink or swim, and you just love it. You just go for a ride, enjoy the story aspect of it, because I think that's what really drew me in at the start. Especially with the character. I love how, with Eivor, which is the male character that I picked, you visualize, you get that prologue start bit where he's a child, and you kind of go through kind of what happened to get him up to the stage of when he is, fast forwarded to an adult. So I think straight away, that gives me that connection with the character, and it kind of makes me want more, and want that character to succeed, and you kind of create that bond with the character that you want. So I think they've done an awesome job with really kind of bringing the story out as soon as you click on that power button to the console. Now, I did play this on the PlayStation 4, so it isn't the next gen just yet, but I will be hopefully getting a PlayStation 5 soon at the start of the year, so I'll definitely transition into the next generation sooner rather than later. But yeah, let's keep kind of deep diving into the Assassin's Creed. Now, I've played all the Assassin's Creeds before, and I do heavily favor a Vikings theme. So straight off the bat, I felt like I was in my element, and I absolutely just was captured by how they done it, and just by how they got the characters right, and just the feeling, the sounds, it really fit well with kind of me and myself. So straight away, I think this is going to be an awesome game carrying on, and I've seen it could take up to 120 hours to get the platinum, which is huge. But I'm really willing to take on that challenge. And I think it's going to be the best Assassin's Creed I've ever played, only purely because I'm a huge Vikings theme fan, and I think they've really connected well. And I've seen a couple of lead up videos where they done their research, they got out there, they really discovered what it was like to be a Viking, and I think that really shows. Especially in the first 2 hours anyway. Excited to see what the other 118 hours has for me. But, as soon as I got into the long ship as well, it was absolute pleasure just sailing through the water, going from place to place. A little nice touch was the Vikings singing their songs as you sailed the oceans, and you can click to different songs and just really be in the moment. And I think that's such a good key piece of culture as well, because obviously they love singing, don't they? And those Viking songs really get you fired up, especially when you transition into the England phase, which I've seen. Had a look at some of the raids, that sort of stuff. The first 2 hours you're really stuck in the prologue, and you don't transition to England that quickly. It is a little bit of a slow burner in getting to England. I really did rush a little to get there so they can really open up some of the world activities, that sort of stuff. So my recommendations is enjoy the prologue area. Don't rush to get to England, but you can return back to the prologue area once you've finished. Just take it in, take in the environment. It's beautiful. The snow on the mountains, the ice, the cold water. I love the effect how if you jump in the water, you're going to freeze. You got to kind of get out of there pretty quickly. These nice little touches where it kind of just captures your attention. Also, what I did love about the first 2 hours is really being able to do some of the side activities in the village. I was winning drinking contests. I think I spent maybe like 30 minutes on one of the dice games, and I actually lost both of those times, but it was really interesting and it kind of got my brain going, and I do want to revisit that if I wasn't so much in a rush. So definitely don't rush through the village. Go around, check out all the different settlements, all the different people in those settlements, because they do have stuff to say. Have a look at changing up some of your weapons, really trying out what sort of style suits you in terms of the way you go in there. For me, I'm more of a run and gun, so I love coming in there swinging. But this game allows you to really, if you want, work on that assassin aspect of it. And I know if you're a Viking, you kind of feel like that's a little bit different, because you want to just go in swinging. But that's just me personally. But they have all these different aspects. They work on range attacks as well. If you want to be the master at the bow and kind of pick people off from a distance, you can. So they really do a good job at mixing, either being a full-blown attacker, doing a bit of long range, or being an assassin. They can really mix into that, and that will come in through the skill tree as well. There's all these different ways that you can go and grow as a person. And the 3-man area is pretty much the bow, the assassination, or the attacking. So you can really mold your build into what you want, and that can be done with the different weapons as well. Now definitely I would recommend, if you're going for that platinum, is because you want to clear the areas, right? So definitely click the middle button and do Odin's kind of focus or whatever it is, and then that will show you all the different chests that you can get, all the different side activities. Don't be afraid to get the eagle up there and start picking off areas where you can start opening chests, getting new gear, weapons, that sort of thing. You know, it's pretty fun as well. And as you go into an area, if you kind of start doing that off the bat, then I think it's going to be a lot easier when you transition into high levels and stuff like that. Look, I think this game is absolutely stunning and amazing. I think even just the prologue is so long, but don't rush it, please. Just take it in, soak in the environment, you know, just enjoy swinging that axe, finding enemies, climbing sides of mountains, you know, whatever you want to do in the Assassin's Creed kind of way. But you know, enjoy being that Viking, because it's amazing and I absolutely love it. If I have to give this a score, you know, from the 2 hours that I've played it, yeah, it's a definite 9.5 out of 10 for me for the Knightsman score. Yeah, look, I loved it, and I'm very excited to see, you know, what this 120 hours has for me over the duration. I know that, you know, the story is going to be on point, it's going to be packed, and same, you know, with the action and whatnot. I heard, you know, looking at through some of the articles that, you know, they've really gotten rid of the grindy kind of quests where, you know, it feels like some of these quests are like puzzles, and some of them quite funny, and you know some of them have meaning. You know, that's what we want. We don't want to be bored. We want stuff that is always, you know, working towards the favor of the character, or it's building your settlement, which obviously we'll get into later when we get into the 20-hour verdict. But you know, the 2-hour verdict, you know, it's 9.5 out of 10 is pretty good for the very start of the prologue. Anyway, it's definitely getting me going to going over to England and kicking some butt. So I'm definitely super excited. So my verdict over the 2 hours is definitely get the game, no matter what console, no matter what generation you are on. Get into the open world environment, get up, get an axe, be a Viking, and go raid some settlements. Enjoy it. Take your time with it, because it's an absolutely stunning you know, piece of work. Obviously I heard there was a little bit of bugs at the start, but I think they've patched hopefully most of those out. So, you know, so far so good in my 2-hour experience, and I'm definitely, you know, putting this video down now so I can then get back into playing this game. So boom, 9 out of 10. That's awesome. Hopefully you've enjoyed this 2-hour verdict. It's a must-have from the Knightsman crew. But you know, if you've enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like button, hit the subscribe button and bell notification, and definitely comment down below your experience with playing with the game. I think Ubisoft have outdone themselves so far with this game, and you know, the hype is real. And you know, I'm going to be playing it right now, pretty much in 2 minutes once I finish this video. So thank you very much. Have a great weekend with you from this big wide world, and that is a Knightsman out. Cha-ching. Until the 20-hour verdict video. Ba-boom.